I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning. Today is November 26th, and the board minutes for November 19th. Is there a motion?
Second it.
Is there any public comment? All in favor? Aye. Motion carried to pass. Correspondence today. The only thing we have. Okay, from Shane Stack, who's with Missoula County Public Works. And it is wanted to reach out to see if there'd be any interest in applying for some of the federal discretionary grants with a group of counties. I have been reaching out to several counties to gauge interest and plan to schedule meetings to strategize and plan for future applications. Is this something that you would like to put on a future agenda and talk about applying for some federal discretionary grants?
Is this something to do, like if we need something for the dam?
This is like the bridge stuff, I think.
I don't. I don't know enough about it.
Well, that's why. So I guess, Miranda, if you want to respond to Shane and just maybe ask him for maybe more detail and when he would be available to come and speak with us or to come on Zoom.
What's his name, Brian?
Shane Stack.
Okay.
On it.
Isn't this the guy that's with the Department of Transportation?
He's with the
Missoula.
Missoula County Public Works.
Okay, remember, he used to come in here. James started with. What that VIP and then project, yeah.
Yeah, and that would be whether or not they're going to be available under the new administration. So this would be something that probably after the first of the year we would maybe look more into. That's it, correspondence. Yeah, I guess we'll go into public comment on matters within the commissioner's jurisdiction. Is there any public comment on matters within the commissioner's jurisdiction?
Dan, when you wrote about this lake level thing, I
I
read it like twice, thinking, what's he saying?
that's the thing, when I'm rereading what he sent this other part, I'm trying to figure out what it's. I don't, because I don't understand where he says change the winter outflows. Are we supposed to go to 10?
Yeah, the elk,
And then he put on there with a FERC license. If,
So is this something that we should be discussing when the dam timber report agenda item comes up?
Mhm.
We have been joined by our new Commissioner Paul Pulaski. Good day to you, Paul. Do you have a public comment for us?
I do.
I noise stuff. I need noise stuff. I'm hard of hearing, so you're gonna have to speak up.
Okay.
Any public comment on matters within the commissioner jurisdiction? Okay, we've got about 10 more minutes. Anybody has a public
slow day,
what?
a slow day.
You understand that second agenda thing?
You know, understand it. Yeah, big deal. The committee,
I just don't like that.
What?
My face is only showing.
You shut it off. Sorry, but Chuck and I are getting on there.
or what?
It's gotta be.
Get that out of your system before you walk in the
He's
store.
been really sick. I don't even want him in here.
Where's your?
Who is it? Paul.
Wait, let's go squirt it on.
Feeling any better?
Do you like that better?
Not really.
Oh, what did you do?
Just changed it.
Okay,
Is it good?
thank you.
You're welcome.
That's how we want it.
Okay.
Are you getting along? Okay, I can't complain. If we're sick, other than that.
Ain't want to get sick this morning, did
No,
it? Andy.
It's slick.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's slick. I pulled onto the highway and like, whoa.
yeah, it was just the right temperature to get a little greasy.
I think we can go ahead and go to our next agenda item, which is the weekly report with Road and Bridge Superintendent Paul. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning. We're just, trying to get Bear Golf, so they should have that done today. With patch and up there. Unless we get snowed out, but. But I'll move, to Maxville, depending on the snow. So we're just doing that and throwing some sand and. Do a little bit of road blading. And. Doing what we can do. For the weather, but. On the barriers too, we put them in next week, after when hunting season's over, be a little less traffic.
Does that make you happy?
Now we want them damn lights.
Yeah,
Chuck's happy, we're happy.
Yeah, but Chuck's happy to work out. Go ahead.
We still got some culverts we gotta get put in, waiting for some more locates to get done. Other than that, that's about the size of it.
Look at that one culvert up there in Mullen Road right up by. We're about just before you, that old there, it's rolled up and I was like, I'm gonna put that. It's an old tall.
Where, okay,
You know where that lady lived? We turn into her driveway from Pat's Peterson's.
oh,
Just right there, you can see it's rolled up now.
Is it
They
rolled
don't
up?
plow and just, it's.
Okay.
Yeah, look down, it's all good. Can't think of that lady's name.
never did.
It looks like they put a piece over. One time.
Yeah. I'll get a deal put together. For Blackwood. Fired off them on the first, huh?
Say that again.
They'll get a bill put together for Blackwood, we'll ship it off on the first or whenever you guys send them.
are they still working?
Kind of, not really doing much. There are other crews are in now going lines in, Blackwood themselves. Trying to get some people hooked up to the fiber, but they're pretty much all up.
So they have all the lines in that they're going to put in. All I need to do now is blow the fiber in.
They still have more to do.
They still have more lines
Oh, yeah,
that probably they won't put in
not this year.
now. It'll be,
Yeah, we got Rumsey yet and we got to redo East Fork going down and grade there. There's several places gonna have to get done, but
but they won't do now because, yeah.
no.
No, I don't know what it was, but Missoula in a store, and they had these packages that had Starlink on. Can you buy a Starlink package now, or?
I guess so. Yeah, that's a whole different thing, all right?
Yeah, it's satellite.
You got one?
Mhm.
How do they work?
I love it.
Real good?
Yeah, really good.
How much are them?
120 a month.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That TV and internet both,
Just internet. Yeah, but it's heats and moves with the satellites.
For 120,
Hmm.
just the internet?
Hmm.
Expensive parts on the equipment.
Yeah,
So I pay
Yeah.
120 for my phone and internet. And I'm sure it'll go up a little bit when we get the fiber.
you know, down.
It's gonna go down.
That's what they said.
Oh, really?
We just switched from fiber from Starlink and it's just a touch more expensive than Starlink was, but Jen needs a faster internet, so we gotta got a higher package.
hmm
So you think Starlink is faster than what the fiber is gonna be?
Jen says it's pretty comparable to be the same. The only thing I noticed like Starlink, like sometimes if the satellites are reconfiguring to
Mhm.
buffer for a while or kind of.
if it's real cloudy or
Yeah.
snowy.
Yeah.
But
They're pretty much the same.
Mhm. So do they have the lines out to you? Do they have the lines out to you?
Yeah.
Or is that what they're gonna have to replace?
There's equipment last year, really.
They just haven't put the fiber in?
They haven't hooked up neighbors. He was still sticking.
But you have Blackfoot's internet, right? Oh, well, that's not anything to do with the road, but.
Gonna be when they tear them back up.
Well, we're getting.
Think that's what brought it up.
Bill and how much more we're gonna have to do to.
Other than that, that's about all I got.
Don't need any new equipment or anything, or?
Do need new equipment.
Yes.
Got your. Quit
Quit
crying, you'll never put
Get Blanche on fire a little bit. Right before Thanksgiving.
I knew he was kidding. Okay, how about solid waste, anything to report?
No. Getting quieter.
Quite a few more people are hauling their own garbage, huh?
Yeah, it seems like it.
What was your question?
I said, it looks like a lot more people are hauling their own garbage.
And
Well, maybe you raise prices when you shouldn't have. Well, Granite Disposal raised their prices. And they told their customers that it was because Granite County. I'm just explaining to him. Granite County changed our policy, or it's costing him more money, or what was the reason?
change the policy and then he's gotta be liable for,
Yeah,
because he doesn't have scales on his truck, which is fair.
which before, he was just dumping his garbage and it was going into La La Land and.
Well, you don't haul hundreds of loads in your garbage truck to Deer Lodge and dump it and pay for that yourself. if you're correct on your map. But just the way it is.
Anyway,
We're trucks now.
Yeah, it does.
I think the revenue is better.
Hmm.
I think,
Way better.
way, yeah, the policy was way overdue to be updated and so, yeah,
Good job, commissioners.
good job, commissioners. You've got like 15 more minutes to tell us good stuff.
It's snowing.
Ain't much to do with them roads, they're not roads, so you have to rip them up and
I know.
people are ready, oh, they're gonna plow.
That rain did some damage to some roads Friday. And it rained.
Or it's actually gonna be.
So bridge repair update, how's that?
I haven't heard from him yet. He's supposed to be calling one of these days and I'll meet him. Like I said, any day that works for them will work for me, care what day it is. Whenever I just never heard nothing from him.
He didn't. Okay, I wrote him.
Yeah, he's
All right.
already wrote him and stuff, but he just no response. I gotta assume it's gonna be after Thanksgiving.
Did you want to explain to Paul just what you're kind of waiting for, Paul?
Oh, kid. Wrecked on the bridge here by the rodeo grounds and hit one of the pillars, some concrete pillars, and it's got a chunk out of it and so we're to have the engineer come look at it. Not gonna be a big deal, but if somebody hit it again and went through it, we didn't follow through it, that's bad news for the county.
Yeah.
He overpicked himself on up off the floor.
That's like the driver.
Yeah. And it turned into her a little.
Morning.
Morning.
Learn the job?
Yeah.
Anyone down there yelling at you yet?
He's got it all.
You watch a game?
Yeah, I was, well, it was expected, but you know, one point in the season, their offense is the best in the FCS and then nothing, so. Yeah, some of that's coaching. Hopefully no one lost a bet on that one, because it was obvious.
Give me a hell there, but you never.
Too depressed.
How was your tailgate party?
It was good, yeah, there was a lot of good food.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of people, about equal and Grizz and Bobcat fans and,
It's pretty cool.
yeah. It's fun.
They have an annual tailgate up in the courtroom for luncheon.
Robbie House came, she said she used to do like the splits and cartwheels and stuff.
Mhm.
Until the county commissioner told her it was a liability. I've seen some good,
Yeah.
almost come to blows up there, so usually it's a fun time, but wasn't me involved.
Your mediator.
You're the
Yeah.
rep. You're the rep.
Hey, so. Anything else you need up there for your road? Just ask him if you needed anything else up there.
Yeah. I think we're done up there for a while. Don't even start thinking about your road. Get this out. Before I ran.
well. I don't know who's joining, is anybody joining us for the dam tenders report, do we know, or?
People,
We probably better wait for that.
I don't know.
People,
Who is the damn tender? Jared?
Kruger?
He's good. He's really does a really good job.
You know him. Give
He
you
lives, he,
Kruger.
he lives, yeah, he lives down there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. He does a really good job. At Lower, we did start. I talked with Jim Den morning and saying he was rainy, wasn't that? It's true. He said he'd seen it blowing out before, but I.
A low sport, yeah.
it's not that low.
I'm not good.
Yeah, it's like,
They're working on it right now, aren't they?
yeah, they're working on it, but it's
Mm.
like 20 feet low, below. That's
Yeah,
pretty high for this thing.
Lower Willow Creek down there, man, it's.
Or just pretty much just a creek running through it.
Well, working with FERC will be one of your hardest deals too, because
But I've heard.
yeah. There's no budging, or, I mean, sometimes with getting more time, they'll get more time and stuff, but that's about it.
Oh, did you see that email where, Great West sent an email to put in for a grant for $125,000?
Is that
And
DNR?
we'll probably get it if the legislature allocates the money, which it probably will. And, but that's for, the lower part of the dam now. We've got to do something
Oh.
where the outlet comes out or something, where the
Or the
where the
weir?
pipe,
or-
where the pipe comes out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
okay, yeah.
So how much that gonna cost?
That's why they applied for the grant, so.
Is that DNRC grant or that state grant that we always try to get?
I think so.
I don't know that they've applied for it, but are for the legislature to look at it.
Jeremiah said that we probably get it.
Yeah.
If it's, we'll probably be.
But wasn't it always just 75 and then it went up?
Kind of sounds familiar. Well, yeah. There might be some, I think they do have more monies from that infrastructure bill. In fact, there's a lot of money still left in the bill, hopefully it'll trickle down.
Is that the one where they might take back?
I haven't heard that one. It was the one where Flicker Hydro got a good chunk of money because they had it written in for the producer, not the owner. Good help. Yeah. Our senators messed up on that one.
So how does it work? When you think they can take it back? I think if it's not used in a certain amount of time, you have to return.
I'll look into that. I haven't heard that with the infrastructure bill. I mean, that bill passed and
There's one of them, well, that free money that they were talking about taking it back.
Who
I
was
don't know if it's
talking
that
about?
one or is
the feds,
huh?
like Congress was looking at it.
It's already been allocated? Can you do that?
Allocated. In my opinion.
Oh, goodness, 10 more minutes. I don't know who's gonna join us at 9:40, so that's why we need to.
Which one are you on? Oh, okay. How's Billy doing?
Good,
Huh?
haven't really heard from her.
No news is good.
Yeah, no news is good.
At least she loves you. Good,
Just like.
Good.
Good, so.
good.
Maybe.
You play basketball or something?
She did say there. I didn't think about going for basketball, I'm not sure.
Skiing.
And you're coaching basketball here?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Going.
Commissioner and a coach, yeah, you got the.
You
How
do
many-
basketball and football?
Yeah.
Gosh.
The boys taught me.
How many-
Basketball.
I mean, you're out
13?
for total for, okay, so no JV,
No,
uh,
they need it. They need
Yeah.
it. They need, yeah, a lot of time.
Do you think the longer we have him in, we go into a closed
I
session?
said, you know, like 16.
yeah. Awesome, just let them.
You think it's, we got about 10 minutes, we go into closed
Yeah.
session.
Basketball.
We've got 10 minutes before our next agenda item, so we're gonna take this short recess. And it is 9:40, and the next agenda item is the dam tenders report, George Town Lake outflow review and decision, so. The water is 6428.11 and at 16.68 inches below full pool, so it is coming up.
17.16, if we gain.
Okay, I'm gonna stay at 6 for another week. That's gonna be my,
Say that again.
I'm gonna stay at 6 for another week, that'll be my motions, I read this Todd Blythe thing and I really don't understand it, what we're supposed to do according to him. And the outflows on this graph, down the bottom of the graph, you got the outflows and inflows. And it doesn't seem to be, well, I remember as outflows and inflows. Seem to be more, don't they?
That's
At the
right.
bottom of the graph.
Well, one thing you guys can do is really limit outflows here in the spring if it needs to be filled, so I mean, it's all adjustable, but it shows that the lake level is gonna, if the lake's gonna fill, right, on the model.
I didn't get that out,
See, I didn't,
maybe.
look at your,
And then he changed it.
yeah, he has it filling in June. Under his model based upon, what is it, 65%, 68% of normal inflow.
Be trying to say that go to 10 or 6, you know, but I mean, that's what I don't understand, this new one, he just, the whole.
No, I don't think he's pushing it to go to 10, but
And he predicts.
it's only using that 68% inflow, so it's just it's a guess, yeah, it's a guess, best guess.
Because he's a scientist.
He's usually pretty close on, he's pretty good.
Well, anyway, I want to stay at 6 for another week and the forecast that I saw, of course, I don't believe the weather. Till I see it, but they're talking about warmer and drier next year.
Yeah, it's not second, then I think we should keep.
Okay, there's been a motion to be at 6, and second, is there any public comment? Did you want to go ahead, Ed? Just second, we'll turn you on.
So funny.
We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
We recommended about a month ago that you stay at 6 until the lake froze over, and I think the lake has frozen, and it's okay to go to 10 if you want to. Todd sent out two runs on his model, and one was at 15 CFS outflow, which is not correct, and he corrected it to 10 CFS, which is what the operating plan calls for. So if you want to go to 10, it looks like the lake will fill, or you can stay at 6 for another week. But I was just commenting that we would support that.
Thank you. Go ahead, Blaine.
No, one comment on Todd Blythe's second report, updated one, says that 10 CFS is consistent with the FERC, but it says the lesser of 10 CFS or inflows. And so right now the lake is rising a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
So they're probably less than 10 CFS, right? Or
I would say it's the other way around. It's the lesser of 10 or inflows. So if inflows are at 6, it would be at 6. If inflows are at 15, it would be at 10. So
yeah, that's what I said.
okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, so and we do the county does have the permission to let out six if you want from the agency. So you have to have, if you want a modification from the circle, you have to have the three agencies approve it. U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Forest Service, and Fish, Wildlife and Parks. Comes into play generally more in the comes into play now, but also in the summer.
Okay, is there any other public comment? All in favor at 6? Aye, motion carried and passed. So we'll do 6 one more week. Thank you. Short and sweet.
Oh, the Silver Lake. Look pretty good.
It's hard to tell.
It didn't look pretty good yesterday.
Yeah, I found it. See, that'll be. You know, once it gets going, this.
Then Georgetown is not froze, and it was still low.
It's what I thought, cause I had those.
Are you ready?
Like, and on the edge of. They fall down by the big time, take a bridge, be very quick. That's the way.
Required Georgetown or
Got about 15 minutes before our next agenda item, which is the study commission for Granite County. Meeting.
I see the clerk book, it's coming up,
Did it?
yeah.
Well, you know, it's got me worried. We should be getting a snowpack. This is just like last year. No, we kept going on and on. Now, if it's supposed to be warmer and dry next week, that's into December. If it doesn't change around pretty quick,
Kinda like we're a month behind.
There's 18 inches on top of Scalco.
but that,
Yeah,
what,
yeah,
there's 18 inches on top of Scalco.
and Discovery's open, but I don't know what they have on top.
They were, they had over, they're like 16 inches, like 2, 3 weeks ago on top.
We don't have nothing.
Well, my is getting that, but it's just,
I said they're close to 8,000 feet, and they're just.
I don't have anything.
Question, since Discovery's partially open, probably just the other side.
yeah, no, I just heard, yeah, Jim.
But another thing that concerns me is that the coast is getting all that rain. And we're barely getting any. And normally in the fall, we should be getting some of that rain, shouldn't we?
Well, Drummond got some good rain.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But you did good on
But in the damn wind.
it. Yeah,
And it's just.
that's
They're
true.
building lots of dirt. But it's weird.
It's gonna take a lot of moisture from the ground.
Yeah.
Probably won't even have frost this year.
The names of the three church people or three board members.
Yeah, two of them are on, Gail Leeper and Robin White, and then Gary Snyder.
Gary's on too,
He's not on.
Oh.
He's
but he's supposed
Supposed
to
to be.
Okay.
How do you pronounce his last name?
Snyder.
Snyder?
Mhm.
Town is gonna have a special meeting and get going on theirs too. Not that we have anything to do with it, but it's moving forward.
Mackenzie made pickled eggs about him.
Wow, are they spicy?
I don't know, he said, don't, keep him for a little bit. He opened up this V8, she hates it.
Yeah.
Hey, let's play
Yeah, that looks good.
pickled eggs and sausage and jalapenos, Mackenzie made him, daughter. Could be poison in it.
She likes it.
Is your water?
I got it for you guys.
It's nice to have it.
He's on top of it.
Drop in. You're welcome. I know, I was like, oh, they're out of water. Go to the store. I also forgot to give Paul a key for the house. Yeah.
I should have got a key. I know.
Back in, he's loving it here.
House. Ever have heard anything by anybody coming and get looking, you they,
We have Aaron, we're on Aaron McPherson's list. Which will be a while,
Reynolds down.
but I had a work order made up, so we're just
A lot of
in
plumbing.
limbo. Yeah.
Pain. So many restrictions on it, can't have kids, can't have pets, it's so much quick. I remember, but we should have just bulldozed it
So
in.
because.
We should have just bulldozed it in when
We'll just.
that house is all.
We're gonna have to amend our budget to set up.
We're not.
Is there one that could?
Well, there's, she probably have.
In. How's your day going?
Yesterday.
Oh.
I know, I didn't see you all day.
Yeah, it's Mondays are always really busy in there. I don't even know how many really saw this street, a lot, a lot of people.
You know that thing you sent to me, I got a hold of you, but you sent out on the federal tax or truck stuff, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
the vehicle,
Yeah, my dog paid for it. I called him and got a hold of find me somebody in Colorado or somewhere, it's a pain in the ass. Got hold of him, they said, no, you're up to date.
yeah, so all I need is, we just need the form that says that you have it
How do you get that?
from the person you talk to.
Oh my God.
Um,
I bet you that's 40 minutes or better timing, and then got people that couldn't speak English, holy
yeah, I think
I'll try him again. Oh,
when we're done, come over and we can look at somebody else's to see if there's somewhere easy for you to get it.
thanks.
Yeah. Cause they do an audit every year. And they pick random counties to audit. We got audited once and we were missing 2, 3, so it was considered a finding. This year they didn't find any. We weren't. Sounds good.
I'm gonna retaliate over this website.
Paul King.
So put for on next week's agenda, a resolution first reading for transferring money into the study commission fund.
I'll-
Oh, okay,
First reading. You have CARES money that you can use.
here. The study commission.
How much? How much?
It was up to 12,000 because
Okay, so
the expense is the secretary for the paid secretary.
Who would say that again?
The expense would be if they have a paid secretary.
That.
It's on the agenda for they'll. It's a separate commission, but the county funds it.
How long does it last?
You have to look that up. They make recommendations to that then would potentially go on the ballot. They're making changes to or proposing changes.
well, you're gonna have training for the study commission members, so that's gonna. And the study commission, there's gonna be mileage, there's gonna be incidental things that. Have to pay for through this study commission.
Yeah. Lance, if they hire a secretary, do we have to put insurance and everything? on it?
I think. So
It was
the
independent
selection of a
contractor.
secretary, so I guess when this got 5 minutes. Who do we have? We're waiting for one for Gary. Right now. Guys, so we'll give it 5 minutes and then we'll. Open up the next agenda item and go to our. Other agenda.
I didn't quite understand.
Yeah, well.
What's that going here?
I don't know. I do have one. Sends me.
Yeah, it's statutorily required to have them meet within 10 days of.
Yeah.
Canvassing the election, following the statute.
Not within, we're okay, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So,
But I mean, there ain't much time left though, is there?
No,
no,
this is just the creation. So. Then they'll be separate commission.
The over. They're the whole different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Hard to
we have the budgetary power, that's what you have.
I think Robin and Gail have already been sworn in.
Mhm.
Gary Woodley's been sworn in.
What's his name?
Gary Snyder.
Where's he from?
Granite County. Oh,
I'm not.
I'm not. Or
Their recommendations would go on the 2026 general election dollar.
well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I was thinking, for whatever reason, I was thinking next year was 26. Then I go, oh, I'm almost done. No. I didn't mean so.
So primary or is it regular?
general.
Generally, I'll probably go ahead and turn Gail's mic on and
Yep, they're co-hosts, they can turn on.
and I don't see a mic.
Good morning.
Morning, Gail. Got 1 minute, we're waiting for Gary. What happens if you don't have?
If he resigns and the county commission would appoint. But I'm not, hopefully he's on.
The file and then resign. Did he?
There's some of the town of Phillipsburg that may resign.
Sarah called him yesterday, said he would be here.
Say be here.
Mhm.
Oh, we've got someone that runs late.
Hmm.
Okay.
It ain't good.
Don't do that. Okay, our next agenda item is study commission for Granite County, the first meeting, and we will go to a separate agenda item or agenda for this meeting. And we're kind of waiting for Gary. We'll give him a couple minutes before. I guess we could start with an appointment, the appointment.
Ex officio member. Yeah, that would be done by the commission, county commission.
Okay, I see someone coming here. Hi, are you Gary?
Yes.
Come on up.
We're working.
Have you been sworn in?
Not yet.
Should he go in and have maybe Sarah sworn?
I think that's agenda item 2.
Okay, Gail and Robin.
Yeah.
You've been sworn in, right?
We have been, yes.
Okay,
Yep, Sarah did it.
Robin, you've been sworn in. Hello, Robin. Just didn't have a mic on. Or something, so do you want to just go on in and have?
Where straight over.
Go out, take a left.
Okay.
Oh, should we appoint
Point the ex officio
And
member.
I did say that I
They
volunteered.
started the meeting, they want you to unmute.
Hearing things.
Uh-huh.
I did say that I'd volunteer unless there's another official who wants to volunteer. No, he doesn't want to. Absolutely doesn't want to volunteer. Okay. Okay, so I guess we can appoint our ex officio.
I'll move to a point here. We have to do that.
Just,
Yeah,
okay,
do the-
is there a second?
Secondly.
Is there any public comment? All in favor?
All right.
Aye. You guys in favor of me?
Oh, they don't vote on it.
Huh?
They don't vote on it.
They don't vote on it? Never mind.
Thank you, Blanche. I appreciate that.
Okay. So then you both have sworn in and Gary's getting sworn in right now. So we'll give him a minute to come in. And then we'll make our selection of a chair.
And that would just be the study commission slide on that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, you're all good? Okay, so now the study commission is in session. We need to select a chair. Is there a nomination to select the chair?
I would select Gail to be the chair of the study commission.
Is there a second?
Second.
Do we ask for public comment on this? Is there any public comment? All in favor? Oh, wait a minute, Elena. Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. Just a point of clarification. Now that we've started the study commission meeting, I think it's up to Gail or Robin or Gary to take over. And that's it with the commissioners. And I just thought it would be kind of nice if, for the people who aren't familiar with the three commissioners, that there's a short intro from each. Who they are, how they've been involved, their concerns with local government problems or stuff like that. I think I'd like to hear that.
Okay, so
Blanche?
here.
May I say something?
Yeah.
I believe this meeting is to kind of get started with the chair, who's going to be the secretary. We try to figure out what dates, when we're going to meet. And then when we meet for the first time, I believe that would be the time to probably do all of that. What's your take on it, Blaine?
Yeah, that was my thinking as well. The commission, if study commission wants to do something different, you can do that once, if and when you're chair here. So I would say you're doing the process right. I would accept or go to the vote on Gail being the chair, and then she can
And
run the
then
meeting.
Gail can take
Yeah,
over.
yeah. That's what I'd do.
All in favor?
I
Motion carried and passed. Go ahead, Gail.
Okay, then we need a motion, then I would think or a nomination for secretary, which I would definitely say Robin has the credentials to do that. So I would put that motion on the board.
Second.
You have a second here. Gary has put a second in.
Thank you, Gary. Any other discussion?
Blaine
All
hasn't.
Oh,
Like-
just the thought of there is budgeted funds for that to, I assume to be a paid position, but that'd be up to the study commission to decide that as well. I guess another issue to decide.
I thought this was not a paid position.
Yeah.
That was
I
my
don't-
understanding from government services.
Correct. That was my understanding too. You can get, mileage and training and all of that, but I don't believe it's a paid position.
That's my understanding.
I'll double check that. That's fine.
Gail, Elena has her hand up.
Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. Gail, can you see my hand? Can you see me on the screen?
Yeah, I was looking down at my notes.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you. And do you need a vice chair?
That was not within what I have read.
So if you're not available,
Then I would just assume that one of the board members would run the meeting.
okay. Thank you.
And I think we'll get a lot of clarification once we start being educated, honestly, on how this is run. I mean, we're all new to it. Nobody really knows. And the MSU local government set up a whole other webs or email to ask questions because there's so many people not knowing what we're going to do.
I might add that local government review added 4 different bundles. I'm not sure if you can see my sheet here for
Yeah, I'll get
training.
to that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I have a first and a second for Robin. And any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so go ahead, Blaine.
I think it's ex officio. I have to look at it. Blanche doesn't vote, right?
Oh,
It's,
I think you're right. Yeah.
Okay. I just for clarification.
Yeah.
I
So the next thing I would think is, meeting dates, which that's going to be tough for everybody. I don't know. And I was just looking kind of on my own schedule, but obviously Gary and Robin chime in. The 4th week of the month on maybe a Monday or a Thursday. Seems like is probably the best time to do it. What does that look like for you, Gary?
That's fine. I have a meeting on the 3rd week with the airport.
Okay, and Robin, how does that work for you?
That would work good for me too. The 2nd and 3rd week are both complicated.
Yeah. Okay, and then Blanche, does that work for you?
whatever you want, Chairman.
Okay, so we'll to determine that, and then I'm assuming we have to follow the standards of notifying the public. And so the next thing would be where are we going to meet? Can we use a room in the courthouse?
You want to meet here in the commissioner's office?
We can, or upstairs in case there's people. Well, I guess you guys have enough room. Wherever you guys want to send us, that's great.
Because we're not in session on Monday or Thursday. So would this be something that would be on Zoom, you think, or?
I haven't dug into that, but I guess if it's available, people
And it would be in this office if we
Okay.
needed. For example, if Robin couldn't make it, she could come in on Zoom, or Gary.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and if the roads are bad, then we can, go that route too. So yeah, I'm good with that, with the location.
Letting us use this office.
We can go upstairs. It's not a big deal. We'll set it up. The planning board meets up there, every
Well, let's
month
just plan
also.
report then. How's
Yeah.
that?
So the courthouse, that sounds good. And that works because Blanche, you have the code already, I'm assuming,
Yes.
to get in. So I don't feel like I need that. If somebody else has it opened and whatnot, that's great.
Evening meetings then?
I think we'll have to discuss that at the meeting. What's going to be the best for those on the commission, on the board. So Sarah said that there is $12,000 in that budget, and there is the closest education in person to us is up in Whitefish. It says Kalispell, but it's Whitefish, December 9th. So when I got online to register for that, they needed to know where to send the bill. So I guess I'm asking, do we have it sent to the clerk and recorder? And yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And what is that address?
PO Box 925. Is that something that they can use the vehicle for?
Yeah, that's good for county.
So we can check using.
Yeah. Okay, I have family up there, so I won't need accommodations to sleep. So
Now is this something that just the members, would I have to go to this training too? Or is this just for you guys?
I think you can go because you're on the board, but I don't know that you have to, Blanche.
So if I could, I'd rather have the board members that are actual voted board members instead of me being just the ex officio. Probably to save a little money.
It's on Zoom as well, or is it just in person?
Is it on Zoom as well?
As far as I know, it is just in person.
I have the information. Would you like me to read it out of the book?
Yeah.
Go
The
for
cost
it.
is $275 person, and all study commissioners for participating jurisdictions are invited to attend. Based on the 5 locations these trainings will be held, we invite you to attend the training that is nearest to you, and it is an in-person training.
Yeah, so it's in person. So, but the next thing is with this Montana local government, these are the training packages. And so they're online and they come in different bundles. And the one that I would think would be the white starter bundle, which is $1,500, but all board members can get on that. And it consists of a online 6 weeks course for study commission members, digital resource library, including but not limited to templates, examples, and tools, and then exclusive webinars and office hours for general question and answers. The other 2 bundles are just getting CLE credits, and I don't feel like I don't need those anyway. So the $1,500 would probably be the route to go.
Okay, so explain that would be where the board members can get online and then do they have to have this training?
It just helps. It's just more training with it. I think the one in person is probably to like get it started and figure out what in the world we're doing. And then the one with the bundle is more of the template. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel with resolutions and all of that kind of stuff. They have already done it for you.
So what do you recommend that, Gail, then?
Yeah, the $1,500 one. And that way everybody can, all that are on the board can be part of that. They can get into that. Everybody will have their own
So does it have to be a motion?
way to get in.
Yeah, the state commission could do a motion on that.
You want to do a motion on it? Yeah.
You can, yeah. I mean, it's going to be an expense, so we can, yeah. Does somebody want to make a motion to do the white starter bundle?
Gary just made that motion.
Thank
I
you,
second.
Gary. Thank you,
Oh, you
Robin.
did?
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Oh, it'll be fine, Blanche. Okay, so just a little bit of information. At that first meeting, we'll have to do bylaws, budget, and go from, and be able to tell people when the meetings are and where the meetings are and go from there. And I just, I want to say that people have no idea what this is. And so it's 2 years that we are committing ourselves to. So it's not a personal thing. It's a study of government. With it, it may come down to at the end of this 2 years that, hey, we've looked into it. It's fine. We recommend that we keep this, but the reason why I wanted to do it was because it's by the vote of the people. They get to decide how this goes. So I'm sure we're all going to learn a lot about it, but it's not a personal thing. So I just want to reiterate that we're going to learn a lot in the next 2 years and be able to put that on to other people. So is there anything else that you'd like to talk about?
Blaine, go ahead.
Oh,
And Blaine wants to ask a question. Go ahead.
I agree with what Mayor Leeper said there. I've heard in the past there's been study commissions where they've attempted to do surveys on how government's working or what services they can do. They're really not that. It's more the structural issues of government and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think going to the training will be great. I think Mayor Leeper's right on what she's saying.
Okay, Robin or Gary, do you have anything else to add?
Gary has a question. Go ahead, Gary.
Part of the reason I got on it is after I retired from medicine and surgery, I decided to learn a little bit about the law. And I ended up spending 2 years becoming a advanced certificate paralegal. The thing that I'm concerned about is what laws are we dealing with? And if it's an administrative law, is it a lieutenant administrative law? Or is it local administrative law? And where can I find more particulars on what we're doing and what we're supposed to be doing?
I think that's exactly where that training's gonna come into play there, because just off the top of my head, I don't think you're going to be looking at administrative law at all. It's more the structure of the county commission, that sort of thing, and potentially well, of that nature. So I think the training will be great.
So I would just say, with it is my thought process in wanting to get on this commission is the fact that as things go forward, a structure of government, as far as this is for the county. Obviously, Peaburg is doing one. But for Drummond, we don't know what that's gonna hold down the road. And so I want to learn more about what that could be. Elena?
Thank you, Gail. It was hard hearing Gary. All of us couldn't hear him that well. What I kind of gathered is he wanted to the laws regarding this. And Gary, in the Montana codes annotated, it's online. The codes that deal with this are 7-3171, 7-3193, and that would do a pretty good job in answering your questions. Those are the codes that this commission, which is self-standing commission, have to abide by. Then the question that I have is, when is the next meeting and the time for that to be set up? And by then, hopefully you'll have answers. Maybe you can have somebody from MSU also join remotely to answer any questions that you guys or the public may have at that meeting. Just a suggestion.
And Gary, we can definitely, you can get on the MSU local government, and there's resources there galore. And you can email them or text them with any of your questions, and they will get back to you. Dan Clark and Ashley Kent are the two that we talk to all the time. So that would be a good resource for you. Board members, I would think. So in December, the 23rd or the 27th, looks like those are open dates. And what time would you like that meeting to begin?
December 23rd at 6 p.m.
I'm good with that. How about you, Gary?
That's fine with me.
Okay, so it will be December 23rd at 6 p.m. at the Granite County Courthouse, the room to be determined, but we will get that out and probably put it on, have somebody put it on the county's website, and then we'll post some agendas too with that. All right. Is there any other questions or concerns that we need to talk about before asking to adjourn this?
Do we need to have our designated agenda posting places so that people are aware of that now, or can we determine that at the first official meeting?
Where does the county post their agendas?
We have several places that we post it, right?
Yeah, it would,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be required to all those, but if you want it there, it could be that through the post office, courthouse, Huffman's, still Seven Gables. No, not Seven Gables.
So post office, courthouse, Huffman's, and Seven Gables?
Seven Gables is off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Clinton.
And then, and we can put it on your website also. And then we'll put it on the town's website here. And I would think that we would post down here in Drummond, the places which are the post office outside of town hall and Fickler's and our website.
Gail, on
Myself.
of December, did you guys want to square that away that you're going to have the three of you go? And did you want to use the county car? Or who's gonna make the,
Yeah, I'll go for sure. I know I will, and I will, I'll absolutely, I can use the county car. I don't know if Robin's going or not.
From my understanding, we can go to whichever one of the locations is easiest for our schedule, and we don't have to go in unison. We don't have to go all together. We can each go to whichever one. If we go as a group, I think we have to notice it correctly because it would be a quorum. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Correct.
So I might choose to go to Billings or Bozeman, and I think there's 5 different choices that you can go to. Otherwise, we need to properly notice it.
Right. Well, she was just wondering if you're going up to Whitefish, because we can use the car to go up there.
That would be fine. I can go to whichever one anyone wants to go to as long as we notice it.
Sure. Yeah.
do you want to?
Well, I think I'd prefer either Bozeman or Billings, simply because that time of year, it's highly likely that we may run into weather. And I'm not sure that the roads up that way, I don't know that much about the state, are as good as the new roads to the east. That's just.
Yeah, Gary, I think that's your choice. So whatever you choose to do, that's fine. But just keep in mind that the car is available to be able to use. And then I would assume you'd get reimbursed for the gas that you would have to get to come and go. So we'll figure that out, though. We will.
So am I correct for the notes that I'll just put down that each of the study commissioners will be attending one of the in-person trainings at their decision of the 5 available choices?
Yes. And as it gets, I mean, I know it's not that far away, but we'll have to publicize. We'll have to notice that if Robin, if you and I go together, that because that's a quorum.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
So is there gonna be lodging that you're gonna have to do too? Probably.
I will not, but Robin probably will choose to. I'll stay with our daughter in Kalispell.
No, it's covered.
So maybe the best thing to do is to talk with Sarah and see how she wants to go about that. It's probably going to be a reimbursement, I would think. Is that you, Robin?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah. No problems. Yeah, I would think it would just have to be a reimbursement.
Thank you.
And Billings, December 11th from 10 to 4. They're only 1-day registration. Whitefish, December 10th from 10 to 4. Deadlines for registration for those are December 4th.
Yeah.
Thinking goes to 27 months. Yeah, I mean, if it's only 4 o'clock, I won't be staying.
I can't hear you.
I can't hear either.
I'm saying if it's only 10 to 4, I will not need to stay over. I'll drive back.
Hey, Blaine, do you want to switch places with Gary so we can?
Yeah, or you can,
Mike's right there. No, fix that.
Did you hear it now?
No, I didn't.
you want to try?
Move that, yeah. Sorry, we have mic problems.
It's okay. He's got a soft voice. I got a big booming loud one.
Go ahead, Gary.
Can you hear me now?
I
Thank
can.
you.
Thank you very much.
Hey, what's your plans, Gary, Go ahead.
Well, my plans would be if it's only 10 to 4, I would drive over and drive back that day. I certainly don't need to stay over.
Sure. Well, however you want to do that, Gary, that's going to be up to you.
Thank you.
Elena?
Thank you, Gail. This is just training. It's not like any decisions are going to be made. So it doesn't really have to be noticed in anywhere. And the only other thing is your regular meetings as a standalone commission. I would think it says once a month, it should be noticed in the newspaper because there's confusion right now as far as how these things get noticed anywhere. But sometimes Huffman's puts it up, sometimes they don't. Not everybody goes to the post office to pick up their mail in the county. They get their mail delivered rurally. So it's not like people have access to the places that you mentioned.
Thank you, Elena.
Thank you.
This first meeting is going to be much more complicated than the rest of them. We're all jumping in with both feet and don't know what we're doing, but we're just going to try to do the best we can with what we got. And I think it's very important for the people to know that because Robin and I work together, and we will, all I can tell you is you're going to have to trust us that we won't talk review stuff over at City Hall. If you believe me, you believe me. If you don't, yeah, I don't care. It's called morals and character, and that's what we have to be concerned about. And it's nothing that is a secret. I mean, this isn't a bad thing. This is part of our democracy. That's what we're doing it for. So, I mean, I think this first meeting is complicated because we don't know, but onward we go with it. And we're all adults and we get to decide how we're going to do the training, plain and simple. That's it.
Blaine has a comment, Gail.
Sure. Thanks.
I was just gonna respond to the newspaper notice. There's the new statute on county board where it just be just on the county website would be sufficient, but going posting in different places like you suggest, going above and beyond. The newspaper is not required, but you can post in there or publish in there if you'd like to.
The thing thank you, Blaine. The thing I'm concerned about the newspaper is if we don't have to spend a bunch of money, why would we?
Yeah.
I mean, and it's expensive to do it in the newspaper. And as far as putting up the agendas, then we as a board member will physically, each one of us, go and put some up. That's just how it should be. So I don't know what Robin or Gary's thoughts are about that, but that's what I intend.
Well, I know it's very expensive to post notices, legal notices in the paper as it is for the ones we are obligated to. And it can run 100 and plus each time we place an ad in the paper, and we have a $12,000 budget to work with. We're already utilizing some of that money for training, so we know what we're doing and we're learning correctly so we don't do it wrong. So we need to, we have a certain amount of dollars to work with, and we don't know what else we're going to have to expend on at this point. If it's not legally required at this point to notice in the paper, I would say place it in the county website. Those people that go to the website are already familiar with that. We will post it on our website, Facebook, our posting places, and we should probably post in the, excuse me, the county's legally required posting areas. And I don't know if we have to do that as Phillipsburg as well, since Phillipsburg is in the county, if that would be required to legally post for the whole county or just legally post for what the county requires. Your comments?
Yeah, I think you're right, Robin. And should we want to get it out to other parts of the county? I'm on the DES, LEPC, and I have people there up Rock Creek that I could email. We could email it to, the agenda and or up to the lake. We certainly
Only
can do that.
drawback I see is whatever we agenda, wherever we post, we should post the same place every single time so everyone knows that's are going to be our posting areas. But I don't think we should do it in the newspaper if it's not legally required, because that's a lot of money. So if you're doing once a month, you could already have $1,200 used.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and some of this stuff is too, Robin and Gary, I don't know if you agree or not, but the people have to educate themselves also. We don't have to spoon feed anybody. I mean, it's not up to us. If we put the stuff in those places, then it's up to the people to find out if there's a meeting. And guess what? We're human and we're going to mess up. Plain and simple. I mess up every day and then we correct it. That's all we can do. Elena?
Thank you again. So right now, you're going to be posting it in Drummond in those areas, and you don't know who's going to be posting it over here in Phillipsburg area yet, right?
No, if I have to go up there and do it, then I guess as chair, I'll go up and do it.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
make sure it gets posted, Gail.
Thank you.
She's an excellent. She's not part of this meeting.
Excuse me?
What?
The county commissioners are going to do that.
She
I'm
is the ex officiary.
She's an
Just a minute, Blanche.
That's right.
Okay, so here we go, Elena. We're going to start off on the right foot. This is going to be public participation in this. If I have a volunteer to post agendas, then so be it. It's not a secret. It's no big deal with this. This is what means working together, and that's what we'll do.
Gail, I'm not saying anything, I'm not trusting or anything. I'm saying going by the rules of procedure as far as posting meetings. You are going to be, again, a standalone commission. And so, fine, the first meeting is going to be December 23rd at 6 p.m. at the courthouse. And thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion, board
Well,
members?
Just tend to chime in, since this does involve a vote by the public, I think the public has the right to know. If they choose not to know, that's up to them. But I think we have to make every effort to make sure that it's posted in a place that they can find. Because unfortunately, when you get into small areas like this and they start splitting off from the commissioners, I'm not sure if people even know where to go for the commissioner, let alone some other small committee. So it may cost a few dollars, but I think at least for the initial setup, we should allow the public to freely know what's going on.
Great. So we can talk about this at the first meeting, and if it is voted on by the board that you want to put it in the paper, that's fine. Or if you want to make a motion right now, Gary, to do that, that's fine also.
Now, because this is the first meeting, we don't know what we're doing. Certainly the public doesn't know what we're doing. And they have the right to know. They did a vote on this, and the vote passed. And I think we have a responsibility to them to allow them to know, at least at the first meeting, that it's available for them and they can participate if they so choose.
So Gary, is what you're saying is you don't think 7 different places posting the agenda is enough for the public to know?
I don't think the public is, I don't want to say astute, but I would say knowledgeable enough about what this committee is going to participate in. And we should at least give them the ability to find out. And if we did it just in the newspaper, that would be fine. But give them a chance.
Well, how about if I write a letter to the editor, Gary? How would that be?
That would be
I'm
perfect.
sorry, you have
But
no idea how expensive it is to publish in a paper. And I have to say to you, I respectfully disagree with you because I don't read the Peaburg Mail all the time. So, you know, we all have our places where we get the information. It's up to us equally, our own stuff.
One thing, if he's making a motion, if there's no second, then it wouldn't be carried. So if you're
Right.
making a motion, put it in the paper.
Motion that we put it in the paper first.
Is there a second? Hearing none, the motion is no more. I will tell you, Gary, that I will write a letter to the editor, and or maybe the Peaburg Mail will do a story on it and we can get it out that way. But I feel very strongly about spending money that we don't need to spend when we can do it other ways. Anything else for the good of the business?
I'd just add either the letter to the editor would be a great idea, or an article by the paper on what, not only when the date and time is, but what a study commission actually is and does. Because I think a lot of people are misunderstood on what this is all about and are going to jump to conclusions when they should just look at the government website and see what this study is all about and what it's for.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, if there isn't any other business, and I would ask for an adjournment to this first study commission board meeting.
I'd make that motion to adjourn.
Gary, did you second it?
Second. Yeah.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed. All right, this meeting's adjourned. Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you, Robin.
Thanks, Peter.
Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, everybody.
Hey, Gary, put your chair away.
Thanks, Gary.
Take your hat. Yeah.
Okay.
Good day.
So that ends the special agenda for the study commission. Our next agenda item is the Montana Community Reinvestment Plan, which we will be tabling because Lakewaters can't make it today, and we will put that on the agenda for the 10th of December. If that's why you were here. No. Okay, so we have probably 15 minutes until the next agenda item. We will take a short recess.
Sorry. Are you on the water then?
I'm with the DNRC.
DNRC.
I think my thing is at 11:15.
Water and sewer utility line easement.
No.
Fuel rejection.
Fuel reduction.
Oh, okay, that's at 11:15.
2 weeks.
I'll be back.
We're off.
You're till 11.
Are we off?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Poor Gary.
That old gravel pit was of, was it Bornson's out there? Are they opening that up again, have you heard, or is
I don't
that?
know. I think Jeff's still out today. Maybe, maybe it was Samson, I can't remember. Can't remember the lines. But pointed that all out.
Oh, I haven't been out. Look that all up.
Yeah, Samson owns it and then Jeff kept like 100 acres. Across from his house, they built a new house up there. I don't know if that will be. Yeah. 60 acre parcels. Already like, there's 2 houses being built on it now, one up by. The checkbook up there. Right there too.
Very nice buck you got the other day.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Yeah, only that was last cheap. Yeah. We have so much deer meat to eat. So package.
You make your own.
Yeah.
Seem to be more places making that stuff now.
Yeah.
John Manley's a meat company there,
Yeah.
they J's.
Yeah.
Your first game.
Next weekend.
Tournament right away, I think.
Yeah, that's a buck. I don't remember. Sorry. I mean, it's really not. It's gonna be Friday and Saturday. Other teams, you'll see.
Okay, it's 11 o'clock. The next agenda item is water and sewer utility line easement for the town of Phillipsburg. And what this is an easement through town property for the utility located in block 3, lots 8 and 9 of the Roslyn addition to the town of Phillipsburg.
Yeah, we talked about this before. And I'll move to approve the water utility line easement for the time.
Second.
During public comment. Things none, all in favor? Aye, motion carried and passed. And I'll just sign this in front of her. I'll take it up again. Okay, thank you. Be signed by the chairman of the board. Okay, that was short and sweet. I think we can go. Are you here for the Village Lane Park fuel reduction?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did you want to come on up and introduce yourself and tell us what the Village Lane Park fuel reduction is.
Yes,
Come on up and sit down.
have some fun here now. For you guys.
And you are,
My name is Jake Lee. I'm the Anaconda Service Forester. And I use all this ink, so I'm gonna make sure that each of you is not used.
and if you have enough, give behind Paul one of those so that,
I printed out 5 just in case, so if you'd like one as well.
Sure. Thank you.
Is this a project, yeah, for Georgetown Lake you were talking about at the Beaverhead Deer Lodge?
Yes, sir. This is all
reading it upside down.
sort of justification. But the DNRC was awarded 330 grand in fuel reduction money from the feds and some other sources, and I was approached by the president of the HOA, that you can see outlined in red. He's looking to do some fuel reduction work for his HOA, as well as some of the other landowners in that immediate area. And I noticed that your park is right there and has quite a bit of fuel on it. And I was wondering if you folks, or if the county wouldn't be interested in having some fuel reduction done up there. I also brought the permission form. Not that you have to sign anything like that, but it's good to read over. It is a 75-25 cost split. So, 25% of the cost would be covered by the county. If you choose to move forward. It is not legally binding in any way, short of signing with a contract or anything like that. We'd reach out for bids. Yourself, the county, and myself could go back and forth about sort of prescriptions and fun stuff like that. And those maps that I handed you, the one with all of the orange shows the south and southwestern aspects near the lake, near that area. And why I chose south and southwest is that tends to be the most fire prone areas because the sun beats down on it and dries it out. The fun map, which is a vomit of blue, shows local precipitation. You are on the bottom half of precipitation in that area, so there's a little bit more desiccation going on, a little bit more fire prone. And then that last map where it sort of is zoomed out just shows sort of other areas in the immediate vicinity that could be affected. God forbid a fire were to get out there. But I present sort of my reasoning and all the evidence, and any questions you guys have. If this sounds interesting to you, I'm here to be cross-examined.
So where exactly is it?
This is
Where's the lake?
Oh, the lake is directly north of that
Here?
road. So this right here is
Is this our ground you're talking about here? I'm not,
the blue, the highlighted blue portion is the county park.
how much volume is he saying that's on there?
I'm not sure of the volume. I just came to see if you guys wouldn't be interested first and foremost.
Was it all dead or what? They did come to us.
There's just some like ladder fuels and some other concerning aspects of this park, and there's money available to sort of take care of it. And I wasn't just kind of trying to see if you guys wouldn't be interested in some of that money.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, if we have problems, we should have been taking care of it already. We shouldn't have to get paid care of it. Or something, right? Because the number.
So we don't understand yet. So this is on private land, right?
The park is not, but the HOA is, yes.
The what?
The park is not, the park is public land, the HOA is private, yes.
And so this is thinning on the HOA?
Thinning on the park ground.
Just the park then? You're not doing the.
We're also doing the HOA and some of surrounding properties as well.
You've got $300,000 dedicated for this stuff.
No, for the entire Georgetown area, kind of down to the Scalcahoes.
So how big is this park area?
I believe it's about 5 acres.
5 acres?
5 acres, I believe, yes.
I guess I'm just trying to figure out how much volume you wanna take out of it, or what?
Okay, what are we doing? What are you saying? You wanna,
I was trying to see if you guys wouldn't be interested in a thin project just to make it a little bit more fire resilient. I'm not looking to take out huge numbers of trees. If you're curious about a sample prescription, what we've been doing is saying creating like clumps of some of that nice lodgepole and then spacing those clumps out 10 to 15 feet. Anything that is merchantable that's pulled out of there, which I will be honest, I don't think there's much merchantable things, can offset some of that 25% cost. But yeah, that's just an interest form if you're curious to move forward, but yeah.
understand this?
I missed the first part of that, what,
You wanna re-explain?
sorry,
So there's 330 grand available for the Georgetown Lake area for fuel production work. I was approached by an HOA, which you can see in red on these maps, to do some fuel reduction work, as long as some other folks more towards Fireweed Lane. And I noticed that the county has a park sort of situated in between those. And I figured, why not ask you guys if you'd be interested in some of that money. It is a 75-25% split, so the county would be responsible for 25% of that cost. There is the ability, if there is anything merchantable, to sort of offset some of that, no promises. None of this is legally binding short of signing something with a contractor and with the state. That is not part of that.
So what you're saying is you're already doing this for the HOA.
Yes,
And what you're asking is if we'd be willing to fork out 25% for you to do the park.
as well. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
How much is the 25%?
I have not gotten bids back for this area with it being a slightly larger thing. Right now, I had a similar one where I think they bid $4,000 or $4,200 was the winning bid, so 25% of that. And we could always get the bids back, present them to you folks, and then if you're like, hey, I don't think we can swing this, we can just forget any of this ever happened.
Well, we have to definitely see the bid, because I mean, we can't just say, yeah, we're throwing 25%.
Well,
Where's the park on this map?
The bright blue,
The what?
the bright blue.
So, okay, I get you, I understand it now. You're doing this for the HOA, but why do we need to do it? Why can't we just keep the trees there? Is the HOA kind of wanting you to approach and you kind of weed that out, so to speak?
They did ask me to approach you. I figured since it's in the area, and it's common use for everyone here in Granite County, that why not ask, and it can't hurt.
Yeah.
With that map where it's sort of zoomed out, I do show that there is quite a bit of very densely forested area for the Forest Service. Unfortunately, this grant cannot touch. Whatever we can do to increase fire resiliency in this area, I think is definitely a boon to the people of Granite.
Well, part of this, it looks like it's pretty sparse timber in that HOA.
That's sort of, there's a little bit more than you think when you drive up there.
Yeah, probably some little stuff, yeah.
And yeah, just looking to get rid of a lot of those like ladder fuels and
So
things.
what business is the federal government and the HOA to clear their own way?
I'm
I
not.
I was saying, why are we paying? And then does this, I guess, probably makes their insurance and stuff go down and everything if we do.
is there some on the county property that's dense too with trees or is it?
Sort of that southern portion of the park.
Okay,
I vehemently agree that the Forest Service should do something about that land. Unfortunately, I'm a state employee and it is written into this grant, which I had no part of writing, that we cannot touch federal ground. Everyone who's called and asked about the Forest Service, I have sent them straight to the P-Berg office and said, give them hell. Please, let's get something done. Because I understand, I've been up there. There's a lot of really dense stuff and it could go south really fast.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
What's that?
Don't shoot the messenger.
But
Unfortunately, my only power is with the state and this grant that I've been instructed to hand out to private individuals.
the county can't use any of the grant funding, that wouldn't go to the county.
The
at all.
county can use the grant funding, so again, that 75-25
Yeah.
split.
That's.
Yeah, that's where it is. We pay the 25% and the 75% would come from the grant.
I am unaware if you guys have a parks department here for Granite County, but there is the option for in-kind work where instead of forking over 25% of the cash, it's 25% of the work. They would have to follow the prescription that we agree to, but just an option.
Isn't the park things in the subdivisions, like out here?
Well, so we have a park fund, but we don't have a
Yeah,
parks actual
Crew or.
crew.
Mhm. I just want to set that up there.
Yeah.
They could agree to see what the bids come in at and then decide
Yep.
that.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't,
Yeah.
25, we don't have a clue what.
Well, depending on what it would cost.
Right. And I completely understand that, and I agree with you. I have other landowners who are like, yeah, let's move forward with this, but I don't want to commit until I see those prices.
Right.
Maybe I think the person should look at it.
Absolutely.
So what you're doing, you're making us aware. Yes.
I'm just making it aware.
And you have people HOA that have applied for these grants.
Yes, as well as some areas more towards Fireweed Lane, if you can see them on those maps. Yeah, there's a handful of other people there getting work in this area.
I guess that's where I get frustrated, because they buy that place and they know what's there, and then they're gonna get paid to get took care of.
I don't completely disagree for speaking candidly.
Yeah, that's absolutely, yeah, that's what it is, but it just depends, does Granite County, do we need to go in there and I guess thin it out? Is that what you're saying, thin it out? Because
Yes,
it's a fire hazard?
yes, and it's just nice to do these things sort of in conjunction with other projects that are near. And oftentimes, if you can present,
So you could send a commissioner up there to look at it and then.
I
have it on
will.
the agenda.
I will caution you real fast. I don't even plan on going back up there because it was really dangerous to me down and almost slid into the lake. But there's no rush on this whatsoever, but just
You're just making us aware.
making you aware because I don't want anyone to get hurt.
Like
Okay.
spring, thing of spring.
Yeah, there's no decision we have to make. It's just aware that this is a possibility that we could have this done and we'd have to match it.
Well, I'm against the whole thing. I mean, look at this. If you know anything about aerial photos, if you have that land and you can't clear what's on there yourself, you shouldn't be living there. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It's sparsely populated.
We know that, I mean. It's,
I agree.
Yeah.
That's why I said that, you know, they're gonna get taken care of it. It's just,
And I completely understand
Yeah.
that, there needs to be something done at probably the state level for some of these like Louis things.
I've got a question for Blaine. Because of this, is there an obligation to the county to look into this because of fire hazard?
I think if you send a commissioner up there, they look at it and come back to you and say, yeah, there's a fire hazard there, I think you should look into it.
You can't eliminate all the fire hazards in the
Yeah.
whole county.
Yeah.
And for that little tiny piece, and like I say, if the people wanna eliminate the fire hazard, there's very little timber on that. It's basically brush, I mean, you can't go in there, they're small trees, right?
Yep, and that's what we're aiming to avoid so that, fire can't get into the crowns and cause things to run.
what happens if it's out here? They're not
sorry, I
doing
can't see.
nothing over here.
Or-
I guess that's,
To the-
I don't know,
That-
because the homeowners take their own.
That land to the west, we have had several people who we have projects together for. However, I was approached by the HOA to approach you since it's in the immediate vicinity.
So in a nutshell here, he's presented this to us. We can take it under advisement, and when it comes to light where we might have to make a decision, we can put it on the agenda. Go ahead, Blaine.
And I think this brings up a bigger picture too, that bigger issue that potentially not. If you're not wanting to like care for some of this stuff, I wouldn't accept these lands.
Yeah,
Future.
and we accepted this, yeah.
I think that's yeah, county accepted it, so have some spot. I agree with you too. I mean, you're not gonna be able to have everything be
Well-
free of any type hazards.
Well, I
but-
think he mentioned it, the fire hazard is over here,
Yeah,
okay, on the Forest Service land, and they won't manage their land or anything.
Yeah, we're,
Okay, 'cause that's burning up, okay?
yeah,
And so then we're supposed to take federal money, we're $37 trillion in debt, and they take federal money to clear their land. BS.
I maybe encourage you as the commissioners, it might be a really powerful message to send. If maybe the commissioner board could say something to the Forest Service like, hey, there is this hazard as we've identified. Can you guys please make this a priority? Because I absolutely agree.
a letter, like a letter from the commission.
Maybe whatever you guys feel is appropriate, that's not my jurisdiction.
okay, well, we thank you for bringing this to us and making us aware.
I guess my final question, because I would like a definitive answer, is this something you'd like me to move forward with in looking for prescription in a bid? Or just maybe let's forget, and I will accept no as an answer.
Well, if
What's
they,
our obligation?
well, if they'd agree to send someone up and when it's safe or whatever and get back to you in the spring, is that too long?
I don't.
We have your card.
I actually, my cards are coming in the mail, but I wrote down some stuff there and I can, maybe if you guys have a pen or pencil, I can. Just
No,
write it
we don't
down.
have it,
We have no obligation.
the land,
I guess you
we
could-
accepted this land. We accepted this land,
We're no obligation to do that.
well, I guess we'll decide later.
Yeah, that's gone, and
I'll hear, but there's
Well,
always
it's-
space.
That's what. Yeah, because you're right, you're not gonna be able to, if there's one tree there, I mean, it could be a hazard.
partially populated. I mean, for trees.
Well, it's more open in there, the surrounding area, look. I mean,
Yeah.
you look here and that. Why ain't it going after all?
The Forest Service has to the west.
To the east.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
okay. So what we'll do is we'll send someone up there, look at it and we'll get back to you.
Awesome. I look forward to hearing from you and thank you all
Thank
for your
you for
time.
presenting this to us.
Thanks.
Thank
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. But they're gonna get the money. They're gonna get the money to weed their property. They're gonna get it. Right?
Question I have, if you guys could sell some,
Go ahead, Blaine.
maybe you paid for it if you could sell some. I think it's to sell the timber, didn't he say that?
Yeah, but then he said too that there wasn't much there.
Nothing on there.
Well, yeah, but we have to look at it and say, okay, we don't feel that it's a fire hazard.
Yeah, I know, we gotta
Yeah.
look at. It. No,
Yeah.
it just,
Why would that be any more of a fire hazard than the whole area?
Yeah,
well, I think it's probably because it's the homeowners and it's gonna help them so much that, you know, that's gonna be a big seller right there.
What's the liability plan if fire starts in the county park?
Well, and county who knows about an issue hasn't taken care of, there could be exposure there, but I understand what Chuck's saying, if there's. If it's not, I mean, but what you're saying is not a hazard right now, but you're.
I'm saying it's not anymore, what, anything can burn. It's
Yeah,
not any more of a fire hazard than anything else out there. Okay, and it's less, it's very sparsely populated with trees, and there's some brush there, yeah, you can go in there and clean that. But as far as liability, it depends on who starts the fire. we're not gonna go up there and start a fire. If one of them guys go down there and they're smoking dope or something and start a fire. And burn it up, they're liable, we're not.
But if, I'm
I
just
don't
saying
think
under
they
the,
sell that ground.
under the scenario of,
Yeah. Sorry.
like a
Glenn.
whole bunch of densely forested trees there that aren't, that's not thinned or whatever, and then someone starts a fire, there could be exposure there, I think.
Forest Service doesn't care about that.
They can sell that ground.
So if it's, if it's not needed for public, business or whatever, potentially a public auction on it, but they're gonna argue that, so that's their open space
Yeah.
there for the.
Yeah, right, to have a park there.
I think you guys should accept like, I like the idea of money in lieu of parks or whatever, and then putting money into other projects versus ones that you don't.
If this money, if it came from the state, say there was a extra money from the coal fund, whatever. And there's sometimes used to be, not anymore probably, but anyway, say the state had extra money and they said, okay, we're gonna give you a grant and you can go in there, there's extra money to do that. I said, okay. But this is federal money, they're borrowing this money, we're $37 million or $1 trillion in debt.
It's already allocated out though.
Huh?
The money's already there. We
Yeah.
can use it one way or another.
That's,
No, it isn't,
that's the thing, yeah.
no, no.
It's already.
See what happens with this, Doge thing. And see if that money can be there next year.
In the future, it's gonna be coming out, but this money's already out there. But you're right, it's the projects like this are gonna be.
Yes. You quit?
I understand your frustration.
Yeah, no, it's understandable, yeah, but when the money's there, there isn't anything you can say or do about it that's gonna reduce the deficit. And it just makes your age and you're gonna have a heart. We don't want that. You're almost gonna retire here. No, I see where I understand where you're. And I think,
How the homeowner set up a state sale. That's what it's kind of looks like to me. They can pull the state in to take care of their own
well,
ground.
Exactly.
Been around this project, the last 2 years.
Those homeowners have an agreement.
Yeah.
I think probably already have.
It's no different than any project that scouts the same.
yeah,
University.
okay, so here is where we have we just got this kind of little packet with. So that would be something, Blaine, that we go look, I'm looking for paper clips, we go look at it.
I'd say in the
Spill.
spring now, if he's thinks it's dangerous to drive.
Yeah.
But
We're not gonna do it now.
send commissioner up there and see if you think it's a problem, take some pictures. I'm not saying you do the project, I'm saying.
Look at it. So I don't know, flag. Would we flag something so we don't forget?
Yeah,
Cause he's not gonna get back to us, we have to get back to him.
reminder of the calendar for,
Do you have a calendar?
I don't know. I think end of April.
Yeah. End of April,
Okay.
Given then it would be.
just,
There was an email on it with this Beaverhead Hero Lodge thing and we just read it yesterday. And but it was to us, I don't know why it wasn't in our correspondence, but they're talking about how they're getting all these other grants with burning tons of acres. And I mean, grants to burn this and grants to burn that. What the hell? You know, Forest Service used to make money. They could sell timber. Not just burn it up and get grants. And you get grants that is borrowed money. And then everybody goes along with it. Oh, it's free money. Bullshit. It ain't free money. And the third and there's some.
That's
so being there was no. I guess our decision is to put this off until spring.
Yeah.
for this Village Lane Park fuel reduction. So would we say we're tabling it?
Table. Did you look at the easement already? Sorry, I missed that.
Our chief's gonna take it up, we'll sign.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
One thing I was gonna tell you is that the town is still reviewing it, but I said this would have commission hopefully approve and sign it, and we'll hold on to it and not record it until the town. gets
so this
it.
has to be recorded?
Yeah.
Yeah, duh, it's a water easement, okay.
So, yeah.
And we understand and it's going across county land and they need to.
Yeah, you gave me a encroachment permit to already put it in. It's in now. So this is, yeah, it's in. So this
Well,
is-
But that's, I didn't sign it because I thought I'd sign it. And this,
You can sign it and then, yeah, you can sign it. The notary just, it's an acknowledgement. You just have to tell the notary that you sign.
so Claudette will put her little seal.
Yeah.
Without me being up there.
Yes. All right,
You go.
I'll,
No, I'm
yes.
kidding.
I'll go get my book and I'll,
You
yeah, sorry.
sign it. Okay, you're witnessing me sign it.
I don't have to witness, you just have to acknowledge the meeting.
I'm signing it.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see, our next agenda item is a personnel matter. And it will be a closed session unless employee waives privacy rights at 11:30. So Paul, it's the employee. I think it's,
You want me to walk?
yeah. Yeah. 45.
Good job.
Well, if you didn't scare Paul away.